Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today is just another wild day in the soap world, and honestly, I am so ready to dive into it with you all. Let's get right into the madness. And let's just get right into it because I have been staring at my screen for hours trying to make sense of this. So we all know that the Forrester and Spencer war has been completely out of control lately. I mean, absolutely, undeniably out of control. Rich punching Bill in the face. Well, punching RJ in the face, it is just testosterone and toxic masculinity flying everywhere you look. But now the war is going undercover. And it involves the one person I did not expect to be the linchpin of a corporate espionage plot, Melissa Dillon. Yeah, you heard me right, Melissa Dillon. Let's be real for a second here. Dillon has been kind of bouncing around the Forrester offices for a while, right? She was Daphne's assistant. Then she got moved to be RJ's personal assistant because they needed all hands on deck for Eric's haute couture show. And honestly, I thought she was just going to be a background player or a rebound girl for RJ. But oh man, I was so wrong. I was so wrong. So let's rewind a little bit to look at the board and how we actually got to this point. RJ Forrester is currently riding high. He really is. He managed to swoop in and play the absolute perfect victim after Will Spencer beat the living daylights out of him at the beach house. And yeah, Will was wrong for that. Violence is never the answer, blah blah blah. But RJ totally milked it. He got Elektra to permanently dump Will. He got Elektra to move out of the beach house and side with him. And RJ is just sitting there acting like the knight in shining armor who saved Elektra from the big bad Spencer monster. But behind the scenes, RJ is leaning hard on Melissa Dillon. Like, really, really hard. We saw them have that passionate, magical evening at the beach house. They hooked up. They crossed that line. And since then, Dillon has become RJ's absolute rock in the office and out of it. She is his assistant, his confidant, his cheerleader, his late-night comfort. When RJ is stressed about his designs, Dillon is there holding his hand. When RJ is worried about the Forrester legacy, Dillon is there telling him how amazing he is. RJ is finding all this comfort and work support from her, and he genuinely trusts her. He thinks he has her completely wrapped around his little finger. But here is the thing about the Spencers. They do not just get mad, they get even. And Bill Spencer. Dollar Bill, he is furious. I mean, he is seeing red. Ridge literally assaulted Bill in his own office. And then Ridge had the absolute audacity to demand that Elektra cut ties with Will because Will is quote-unquote violent. The hypocrisy is just staggering. It really is. I mean, what were they thinking? Ridge has been married like 9 times to Brooke alone. He punches people in their offices. But Will is the dangerous one. Give me a break. And Bill sees all of this. Bill sees his son Will absolutely drowning in guilt and heartbreak because he lost Elektra. Bill sees RJ parading around like the Prince of Los Angeles, stealing his son's girl and acting like a saint. And Bill is not going to let that slide. He is just not. So Bill does what Bill does best. He finds the weak link. He finds the pressure point, and that pressure point is Melissa Dillon. Bill has been watching. He knows that RJ is relying on Dillon for everything right now. He knows that RJ trusts her implicitly. So Bill approaches Dillon. And you guys, the offer he makes her is just. It is diabolical. It is vintage dollar bill Spencer, and I am honestly here for it. Maybe I am being too harsh on RJ, but you have to admit this is fantastic television. So Bill corners Dillon, and he makes her an offer she literally cannot refuse. He promises to fully fund Dillon's very own fashion brand. Her own brand, fully funded by Spencer Publications. No strings attached financially. She would not be an assistant anymore. She would not be fetching coffee or organizing fabric swatches for RJ or Daphne or anyone else ever again. She would be the boss. She would be the lead designer, the CEO, the face of her own company. Dylan by Spencer, or whatever they want to call it. It is the ultimate dream for someone in her position. But, and there's always a but with Bill Spencer, the condition is brutal. Bill tells Dylan that she can have the money, she can have the brand, she can have the fame and the glory. But in exchange, she has to become his personal spy inside Forrester Creations. And not just a passive spy, she has to actively sabotage RJ's designs. She has to ruin the most important project of RJ's entire design career. Let that sink in for a second. Sabotage, espionage, betrayal. Bill does not just want RJ to fail. He wants RJ to be humiliated. But more than that, Bill wants RJ to taste the exact feeling of being betrayed by the person he trusts the most. Because that is what Bill feels Ridge and RJ did to Will. They betrayed the family trust. RJ thinks he is so safe right now. He thinks he won the war against Will. He thinks Elektra is his and Dylan is his loyal little assistant. Bill wants to rip the rug out from under RJ so violently that RJ will not even know what hit him until it is way too late. Bill wants RJ to feel the isolation and the sting of a knife in the back. And honestly, I am kind of rooting for Bill here. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. RJ has been so smug lately. He has been manipulating this whole Will and Elektra situation to his advantage. He pushed for Will to be fired. He pushed for Dylan to be fired at one point, remember that. Back when Ivy and RJ went to Ridge to demand Will and Dylan get fired because their platonic roommate situation was stressing Elektra out, RJ tried to ruin Dylan's career before. And now he expects her unwavering loyalty. It is Rich, it really is. But let's talk about Melissa Dillon for a minute because she is in the absolute dilemma of a lifetime right now. Like, what do you even do in that situation? On one hand, she has this budding romance with RJ. They shared that passionate night. He is opening up to her. He is relying on her. She is finding this sweet, emotional connection with him. And she is a good person, deep down. Well, mostly. We know she has that cousin connection to Remy Price, and Remy is a whole mess of trouble, so maybe manipulation runs in the family. But Dylan has been trying to play it straight. She has been trying to build a career. Betraying RJ would be incredibly cruel. It would absolutely destroy him. But on the other hand, her own fashion brand, her own label. Dylan has been struggling. She was just an assistant. She had that weird, embarrassing medical episode where she fainted and hallucinated seducing Will Spencer. She has been dealing with her own suppressed feelings and her own career stagnation. And now Bill Spencer is dangling the keys to the kingdom right in front of her face. All she has to do is ruin the designs of a guy who, let's be honest, was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. RJ is a Forrester. He will always be fine. If he fails this project, Eric and Ridge will just give him another one. But Dylan might never get an opportunity like this ever again in her entire life. Who actually believes this is going to end well? Nobody. That is who. If Dylan accepts this deal, the fallout is going to be apocalyptic. Let's really think about what RJ is working on right now. Eric Forrester's highly anticipated return to haute couture was a massive, catastrophic flop. The media ignored it because Hope Logan launched her line on the exact same day. The critics hated it. The buyers didn't buy it. Forrester Creations is bleeding money and prestige right now. They are desperate. Steffy is in extreme damage control mode. Ridge is screaming at everyone. And in the middle of all this panic, RJ is tasked with saving the day. RJ is working on what has to be the most important project of his entire career. He is trying to design a collection that will put Forrester back on the map and prove that the younger generation can carry the legacy. The pressure on this kid is immense. He is working late nights. He is stressing over every single stitch and sketch. And who is right there next to him, pouring his coffee and rubbing his shoulders? Melissa Dillon. She is in the perfect position, the absolute perfect position. She has full access to his sketches, his digital files, his fabric orders, his mood boards, everything. If Bill Spencer wants to destroy RJ, Dylan is the ultimate weapon. How would she even do it? It would be so easy, honestly. RJ trusts her. She could accidentally delete a crucial file the night before a deadline. She could swap the fabric order codes so that instead of premium Italian silk, Forrester receives cheap, shiny polyester. She could take photos of RJ's sketches and send them straight to Katie and Bill, so Logan can rush out a knockoff collection a week before RJ's launch. The possibilities for sabotage are endless. And the psychological toll this would take on RJ is exactly what Bill wants. If RJ's project fails, he doesn't just lose money. He loses his reputation. He fails his father, Ridge. He fails his grandfather, Eric. The family will look at him as a failure. And when he is standing in the ashes of his career, looking around for someone to comfort him, he will look at Dylan. And eventually, he will find out she lit the match. If Dylan accepts this deal, RJ will be completely isolated. Think about it. Ridge is already stressed to the max. If RJ blows this, Ridge is going to lose his mind and probably lash out at RJ. And Elektra just blew up her life with Will because she couldn't handle the secrets and the lies. If RJ becomes a miserable, failed, paranoid mess, is Elektra really going to stick around? She wants a stable guy. She doesn't want a loser who can't even get a fashion line off the ground. RJ would be left with absolutely nothing. No project, no girl, no family glory, just total isolation. And Dylan would be the one holding the knife. I just keep thinking about how this fits the show's usual style. We have seen corporate espionage before. We have seen stolen designs. We have seen Sally Spectra stealing Forrester designs back in the day, but this feels so much more personal. This isn't just about stealing a dress to make a buck. This is psychological warfare. Bill Spencer is weaponizing RJ's own assistant and lover against him purely to inflict emotional pain. It is dark. It is so dark and messy, and I'm absolutely eating it up. But I have to wonder, is Dylan actually capable of pulling this off? She is smart, sure, but sabotage is hard. She would have to alter sketches, maybe mess up fabric orders, leak confidential concepts to Bill so Logan can front-run them. She would have to look RJ in the eyes every single day, kiss him, comfort him, and know that she is systematically destroying his life. That takes a level of cold-blooded ruthlessness that I am not sure Dylan has. Or maybe she does. Maybe the ambition is just that strong. I mean, let's be real. The fans on social media are going to lose their minds over this. The RJ fans are going to be screaming that Bill is a monster and Dylan is a snake. The Will fans are going to be throwing a parade because RJ is finally getting what he deserves for being such a sneaky little opportunist. And then there are the people like me who are just sitting here with popcorn, watching the Forrester empire crumble piece by piece. And what happens when RJ finds out? Because you know he will find out. Secrets on this show never, ever stay buried. Eventually, RJ is going to catch Dylan in the act. Or Bill is going to gloat about it and throw it in Ridge's face. When RJ realizes that the woman he trusted, the woman he sought comfort from, was actually a paid assassin for Bill Spencer, the devastation is going to be unreal. He is going to be so broken. I almost feel bad for him. Almost. I said almost. But seriously, the writers are really turning up the heat right now. We have Hope's massive defection to Logan, Eric, and Donna's marriage falling apart, the whole Sheila and Finn nightmare, and now this. A secret spy mission right in the heart of Forrester Creations. It is brilliant. It really is. It ties everything together. Bill is hitting Ridge where it hurts the most, his son and his company. So what do you guys think Dylan is going to do? Is she going to take the money and the brand? Or is she going to fall in love with RJ and confess the whole thing to him? Honestly, I change my mind every 5 minutes. A few episodes ago, I would have said Dylan is too sweet to do this. But after seeing how cutthroat everyone is being lately, maybe she realizes that you have to be a shark to survive in this town. If she takes the deal, she becomes a major player. She becomes a Spencer ally. She gets her brand, but she loses her soul. And she makes a permanent enemy out of the Forrester family. Ridge would destroy her if he ever found out. Steffy would probably try to run her out of town. It is a massive gamble. But then again, Bill Spencer is a very powerful man to have in your corner. If you're going to make an enemy of the Forresters, having Dollar Bill as your shield is probably the smartest way to do it. I am just so tired today, guys, but this storyline is giving me life. I need to see RJ's face when his designs fall apart. I need to see Bill's smug little grin. I need to see Dylan struggling with the guilt while trying on CEO suits for her new brand. It is going to be deliciously messy. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen next because I'm going to be obsessing over this all night long.